Right now, you are moving through time without noticing it. Your heart beats, your eyes blink. Light travels from objects to your retina. Thoughts form and dissolve inside your brain. It feels continuous, smooth, unbreakable. But imagine this. At this exact moment, time freezes. Not slows down, not distorts. Freezes. Completely. For 1 second. You would never see it coming. Because if time stops, your brain stops too. Every electrical signal in your neurons pauses mid-fire. Every heartbeat freezes mid-pulse. Every atom in your body locks in position. The air around you stops vibrating. Sound vanishes instantly because sound requires motion. A bird mid-flight hangs suspended in the sky. A raindrop remains perfectly still inches above the ground. Ocean waves freeze like glass sculptures. Cars on highways lock in place, engines frozen mid-combustion. A glass falling from a table remains suspended between fall and impact. For 1 second, the entire universe becomes a still frame. But here is the strange part. You would not experience it. There would be no darkness, no gap, no awareness, because awareness requires time. Without time, nothing processes. No thoughts form. No memories are created. When time resumes after exactly 1 second, it would feel seamless, as if nothing happened. But something did happen. Every moving system in the universe experienced a discontinuity. And even though you cannot remember it, reality was interrupted. The laws of physics rely on time as a dimension. Motion equals change over time. Without time, motion is undefined. If time truly froze universally, everything from quantum particles to galaxies would be suspended. Photons traveling from the sun toward Earth would hang motionless in space. Nuclear reactions inside stars would pause mid-fusion. Even gravity's effects would be locked because curvature in spacetime requires progression. But what if time did not freeze for the entire universe? What if it froze only for Earth? That is where things become terrifying. Because Earth moves through space at enormous speeds. The planet orbits the sun at about 30 kilometers per second. The solar system itself moves around the galaxy at hundreds of kilometers per second. And the galaxy drifts through cosmic space even faster. If time froze only for Earth while the rest of the universe continued, then for 1 second, Earth would stop moving while everything else kept going. When time resumed, Earth would no longer be where it should be. It would be left behind. The vacuum of space would rush violently across its surface at unimaginable speeds. Atmosphere would be stripped away. Oceans would vaporize. The planet would be destroyed instantly. But if time froze universally, no displacement would occur. Everything would resume exactly as it was. The real question becomes deeper. What is time really? Is it a flowing river? Or is it a dimension like space? Modern physics suggests time is woven into space-time, a four-dimensional fabric described by relativity. Massive objects bend space-time. Gravity is not a force in the traditional sense. It is curvature. If time froze, space-time itself would be frozen. The entire cosmic structure would lock into a silent snapshot. And yet, because perception depends on change, you would never know it happened. 1 second would disappear from existence. But that missing second might not be harmless. If time froze universally for 1 second and then resumed, subtle consequences might still ripple through reality. Quantum mechanics tells us that particles do not have fixed positions until observed. They exist in probability states. If time halted mid-probability wave, what happens to quantum uncertainty? Does it remain frozen perfectly? Or does the act of restarting introduce microscopic inconsistencies? At the atomic scale, even tiny mismatches could cascade. Nuclear reactions inside stars are incredibly precise. A disruption in fusion timing could alter energy output ever so slightly. Perhaps imperceptible at first. But over cosmic scales, tiny deviations matter. Clocks across Earth would resume as if nothing happened. But technically, every clock would be 1 second behind where it would have been. You would not notice because all clocks would shift equally. But from a cosmic reference frame, 1 second vanished. Satellites orbiting Earth rely on extremely precise timing signals. GPS systems calculate position based on nanosecond accuracy. A universal 1 second freeze would disrupt synchronization. Even if everything resumed perfectly aligned, the mathematical models tracking motion would register anomalies. Scientists might detect unexplained discrepancies in astronomical data. A brief irregularity in pulsar timing. A strange blip in gravitational wave detectors. Something subtle. Something unexplainable. And then there is biology. Your body is not static. Every second, millions of chemical reactions occur inside each cell. Proteins fold. DNA replicates. Neurons fire. If all of it paused mid-process, then resumed, would every reaction continue flawlessly? Or would microscopic damage accumulate? Even a single misfolded protein can trigger disease. Over billions of organisms, tiny errors could multiply. Perhaps 1 second is too short to matter significantly. But perhaps not. Consider high-speed events. A bullet fired from a gun travels hundreds of meters per second. If time froze mid-flight universally, it would simply hang suspended. But if any frame of reference continued while another paused, catastrophic consequences would occur. Physics depends on continuity. Break continuity and equations lose meaning. There is also relativity to consider. Time does not pass equally everywhere. Clocks tick slower near massive objects and at high velocities. If time froze, would it freeze equally across gravitational gradients? Or would the freeze itself obey relativistic distortion? The concept becomes paradoxical, because to describe a freeze we must measure it in time. But if time is frozen, measurement is impossible. This suggests something profound. A true time freeze may not be physically definable. It may exist only as a thought experiment. And yet, if it did occur, reality might not fracture violently. It might continue seamlessly. The danger may not be in the freeze itself, but in what causes it. For time to stop, the underlying structure of spacetime must be manipulated. That implies forces beyond known physics. Forces capable of overriding the most fundamental dimension of existence. If such control exists, then time stopping for 1 second is not the real threat. The real threat is whoever or whatever can press that pause button. Now imagine time resumes. From your perspective, nothing changed. You continue speaking mid-sentence. Your foot completes its step. The raindrop hits the ground. The bird continues its flight. You feel no interruption. But deep inside reality, something extraordinary occurred. For 1 second, existence was silent. No entropy increased. No energy transferred. No decay progressed. Entropy, the arrow of time, paused. That alone challenges our understanding of thermodynamics. The universe trends toward disorder over time. But for 1 frozen second, disorder halted. That means aging halted. Radioactive decay halted. Stars paused their slow burning. In a strange way, the universe gained 1 extra second of life. Because nothing aged during that moment. Multiply that by repeated freezes and cosmic timelines shift. If time froze repeatedly across billions of years, stars would last slightly longer. Black holes would evaporate slightly slower. The heat death of the universe would be delayed incrementally. But again, you would never notice. The deeper implication is psychological. We assume time flows continuously. It feels smooth. But modern physics suggests time may be granular at the Planck scale, composed of tiny discrete intervals. If that is true, reality already advances frame by frame like a cosmic film. A 1 second freeze might simply be an extended frame. If so, the universe is less like a flowing river and more like a sequence of still images displayed rapidly enough to create motion. That idea reshapes perception itself. Perhaps time freezing is not impossible. Perhaps it already happens at scales we cannot perceive. But here is the unsettling thought. If time can freeze, then time can be manipulated. If it can be manipulated, then causality itself is vulnerable. Cause and effect rely on temporal order. Remove time and order collapses. Imagine someone capable of stepping outside time, observing the frozen universe like a paused video. They could move freely while everything else is locked. They could alter positions, change outcomes, rearrange matter. When time resumes, the universe would continue unaware. That possibility feels like science fiction, but it touches the boundary of physics and philosophy. Ultimately, if time froze for 1 second, humanity would survive physically. Planets would continue orbiting. Stars would keep shining. Life would proceed. But something invisible would have occurred. A reminder that time is not guaranteed. It is not a background constant. It is part of the machinery of existence. You live inside a dimension that feels stable only because it has never visibly broken. If time stopped for 1 second, you would never remember it. But the fact that it could happen means the universe is more fragile than it appears. And the real question is not what would happen if time froze for 1 second. The real question is this: how certain are you that it has never already happened?